Booming this like Metro. Groupies on me, that's fine, don't sweat those. Been on keeping my head strong. My dog ain't talking.
It's week 14 of the National Football League. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Vikings.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in week 14. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. The bottom line, how do they get a win?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Stroud to throw it. That's complete to Robinson. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line. And a huge play that time. 46 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Kendall Fuller in on the stop. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Stroud on 3rd down now. Has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. That'll give them 8 that time. And it'll be 4th down. Stroud looking to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
To about the 33-yard line. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. And CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, harder, because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. When you look at this defense, this crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. Second from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll or chip away their timing.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now here's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. This defense for the Vikings, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Gets this one to Juszczyk. Evades the tackler and now some space. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. A give to Pollard running left. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. But you look at this defense, and they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
Theories abound. People have opinions. But too often for this team this season, it's been the big play that's done them in.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now the Rio offense set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Curtis. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it, got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately, so he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a second down and 6. Play action. Stroud now. And he's got Smith-Njigba. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain there of 30 big ones.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down. Now Stroud. Smith-Njigba making the play along the sideline. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need some.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Desperados will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Fighting his way through contact. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. This is caught by Robinson. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes going to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And Stroud now to throw. A short one there, taken in by Ferguson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Stroud off the play fake. Rolling to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Stroud to the right side, and he's got more complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Desperados.
Here's Stroud. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. Looking for and finding Amari Cooper again. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 16-yard line.
Throwing again is Stroud. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Robinson will try to pick it up. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Throwing now is Stroud. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jackson Smith-Njigba. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Desperados go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And again, it's Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Maurice Hurst able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Pulled in at the 24. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jackson Smith and Jigba and his offense ready to go once more here.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Stroud working out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Stroud to throw it. Quick throw, and he's got Amari Cooper. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Stroud on 3rd down now. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Mahomes used to moving quickly in college, trying to get his guys to the line. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well, the Rio offense about to set up shop once again. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw yet again here. Sets up the screen to Robinson.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up third down now. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On third down, Robinson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Mahomes now on first down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Mahomes. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Now it's Mahomes again. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We start with a good one in the NFC. Arizona making the trip east to take on Carolina. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Kenneth Walker with a couple of touchdowns there. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 3 Tua Tagovailoa touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Romeo Doubs, well over 100 yards with 2 touchdown catches to boot. It was the former Longhorn Bijan Robinson who was tough to stop in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time, The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now here's Mahomes.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Rasul Douglas picks it, and he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Robinson up the middle.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now here's Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw.
He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 12-yard line.
Stroud out of the gun here. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Again, it's Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive.
There he goes, left side. And past the 40. Before he's out of bounds.
45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Rasul Douglas picks it.
Still going inside the 20.
And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Now the Rio offense set to take over. And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. They'll run with Robinson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Desperados are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it.
This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Vikings head out to take over once again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rasul Douglas picks it, and that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. What was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Now the Rio offense set to take over.
Well, they've got to be saying, boy, thanks for this field position.
Yeah, remember their last drive in which they scored a touchdown. That one also began in excellent field position, so let's see if they can capitalize a second time.
Now they'll go play action here with Stroud. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
Moss is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Robinson.
Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Desperados' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Vikings. Calvin Ridley, 69 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 28-10.
Desperados 28, Vikings 10.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Jackson Smith and Jigba and his offense ready to go once more here.
He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 3 on the play. And a Rio 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
First and 10, it's Stroud. On the slant, here's Smith and Jigba. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. At the Vikings 20-yard line.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
And they visited the end zone frequently in this one, and obviously they wanted another one. But give credit to the defense there. They may not make the comeback, but pride showed. Good sack on that play.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense so far on third down, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Rio offense set to take over. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 61 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On the counter, this is Robinson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Again, it's Robinson. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Mahomes to throw. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw taken in by Ridley here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down. And now a fake there on the jet sweep as he'll give to Pollard. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
It's a loss of 8.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Under pressure, they got him again. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And as a result, possession switches hands. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And We've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Hand off now to Robinson.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6.
Mahomes going to throw.
Looking for Ridley on the out route. He's got him.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out, 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Mahomes throw complete to Dotson. He's to the 15.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Jahan Dotson.
66 yards.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Point after here coming up. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this belongs to the Vikings.
This is 1st and 10.
Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now.
A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
2 timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Mahomes.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Just a difficult situation to be in here in the final minute. Down 2 scores, you know you need some providence from somewhere. They're going to keep firing away till the end, but this one falls incomplete.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Rio,
the win is their 5th of the year as they move to 5-8, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype